Hello world, welcome to the Bootleg Report. I am Joe Luna, aka Mr. Moon, at Mr. Moon966 on Twitter and Instagram. Here with my friend Steven.
Steven Pringle, at Steph Tweets on Twitter. Instagram is something else. Don't know what it is. That's cool.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Today, who cares about Instagram, right?
Yeah.
It's just a thing. It's Facebook owned anyway.
Tweetagram?
Tweetagram. Today we were talking.
You can't even put tits on there.
That's a good point. Good point.
You could put tits on Twitter.
Dude, fuck with Twitter.
Hell
anyway, we are here today, and we're going to try to make this maybe a weekly thing. Right now, we were in the mind state of, hey, we just want to talk about things that we're finding on the internet. We had a primary kind of topic that spurred this on, which we're going to get into right off the bat. Yep. But look forward to, features on just music, movies, games, anything that we can find, just current events, gore shit off of 4chan.
Ugh.
Steven's really into that. But
deep in the internet.
He's pretty deep. Today, though,
Balls deep.
we want to start you off with a great conversation that we've been having a lot. Me and Steven kind of identified with this or found a little bit of light in an upcoming release in the Riff Raff Neon Icon album. How do you feel about that?
I like it. I'm feeling it. I didn't think I would. I'm not somebody that would define myself as a Riff Raff fan up until this point. I would say now I'm kind of keeping an eye out a little bit more. I was familiar with him. I think, from the point that you were familiar with him, which was originally from G's to Gents.
Right. Started off from G's to Gents.
Yeah, with Farnsworth Bentley.
Yes.
Holding umbrellas.
Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to buy the car, how to buy the house. Show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man. Yeah, back in 8th grade, banana bear rich. Teacher wanna tell me be realistic.
Let's go ahead and let's give some thoughts on the album, and I want to hear a couple things from you. I have a few questions that I've been dying to talk to you about, and first of all, I would like to know some of the standout tracks. If you were to recommend, if someone's like, I've never heard of this before, why should I listen to it? How are you selling the album with 3 tracks?
Right. I would go introducing the icon. I mean, the name says it all. He's introducing himself as the neon icon, and he's going for it. And once you get past the intro, which is quite obviously kind of, not say a joke, but it's a little skit. It's a little skit in front of the song. The song itself is solid. It's a solid, 4-minute track of just straight up rhyming. Like he doesn't have a single hook.
There you go. That's just a taste of what it starts off as, and I'll lower that just a bit here so we can.
And I think it's important that he started off an album with a song that doesn't have a hook. And he was just like, you guys, you look at me as a meme almost. You look at me as just somebody that's coming in. I'm going to throw the first track at you. It's going to be a high-paced, high-tempo track.
Right. I think one thing I just want to kind of point out too, and I guess why are we starting out the podcast with Riff Raff? Our first ever episode, we were very inspired to go ahead and just kind of spawned off what we want this to be. I mean, Riff Raff is a viral superstar.
Right.
That being said, I don't know that hip hop and music in general has seen a spectacle that is worthy of this much attention in a long time. You know what I mean? That's something that's worth a damn. I mean, how much Gangnam Style can you actually? There's not much. This is a person that actually is
putting out legit music.
Putting out legit music that came from a YouTube channel. That really just grew into that artist from YouTube, and like you're saying Tumblr and all that.
Right. It's true. I think it's important that we look at him as, not to say the harbinger of things to come in terms of the way internet plays a role in music, but Riff Raff really is, he has a fan base, to your point, he has a fan base without putting out a real release. Aquaberry Dolphin, I really liked, and I don't like Mac Miller as a person or as a rapper. He does well. He does well on the track, and I think he delivers. But just the sound of Aquaberry Dolphin is different, interesting, and I think it helps out a lot on the album. It's something that kind of breaks up the overall sound, and then it would probably go down to I know a song you like, "Cool It Down," which I think has a real nice sound to it. And where he sings, and he's singing on a couple of the songs, and it's a really interesting approach. I didn't know he could sing even close to that.
Right, that I didn't even know that was him singing on it until you told me that, which kind of blew my mind because that's next level.
Right. Something I want to point out, I didn't even think about this. You're looking at the Wikipedia page on your computer here.
Yeah.
I see one review, and it gave it 1 out of 5 stars.
Yes, I wanted to. Okay, that I'm glad you brought that up because I did see the critical response. I don't know that this is fair. I mean,
I don't either.
This is coming from someone that definitely. I mean, it's really easy to gauge your opinion on the album based on what you've seen. Riff Raff does not make it difficult for you to be like, I don't like this guy, I don't like his music, but there's just something admirable about what he's doing. I mean, that's a stretch, I know, but he's walking the line between genius and full on just out there space cadet.
So I mean, looking at some clips from the review or some snippets, it seems aimless and not very well thought out.
I totally disagree. That's
do
crazy.
not think that's at all. There are occasional hilarious moments, right? Where he throws pesos at strippers and refers to himself as the White Wesley Snipes. He's looking at it more on the. I feel like he came at it looking like, okay, I'm gonna review a Riff Raff album. This is gonna be hilarious. Like this is gonna be. I'm just gonna review an album from somebody that isn't really trying to make an album,
right?
And but on face value, Neon Icon is neither entertaining as sheer parody, which I don't think it is, nor a passable attempt at making a sincere hip hop album. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I think the attempt, it's not an attempt at making a sincere hip hop album. Man, that's
crazy.
Completely, like we were saying, this guy he's kind of focused in on a specific niche. Like he has this lingo, he has this look, he has this fan base that commands that.
Right.
And he's found it. He has a voice. And he refined it over the years. So these concepts that were really good taglines that he may have come up with one time at a party, he's kind of claimed that as his own. And he really is just owning that and his commitment. Like we're saying, if it is performance art, whatever he's doing, if he's acting or playing a part, he's committed to it. He is Riff Raff.
Right. And I think at this day and age, if you have an artist playing the part of a character, how is that any different than a concept album? I mean, you have an album like The Who making a concept album about a pinball wizard. How is that any different than making an album today about somebody being something like a Neon Icon, a party, cocaine-taking guy who's just kind of reflecting on at odd moments in his life?
You know?
Yeah. Even if it is a parody, which I don't think it is. It's no different than any other concept album. I think it's almost offensive. It's almost a discredit to hip-hop as a musical genre to say that, oh, this type of genre can't handle concept albums or can't handle a character.
Here, we're going to play Cool It Down right here because this is just such a chill song. And
tell me this isn't a legit hip-hop song.
Yeah, this is a legit hip-hop song. And my favorite line of the album is on this song in the second verse towards the end. And this song pretty much sums up who Riff Raff is and what he's about. So there you go. Pretty
commercial. Like I can see this. It's got a hook, a singable hook.
So, and then another thing we were talking about, like, and on this song especially, like, it's a really well produced song.
Yeah.
I don't think that the producer is even credited yet on Wikipedia here. Nope. But the sheer fact that he sings, and you'll hear the part that he sings on the kind of chorusy part.
Right.
It's amazing that this guy isn't singing choruses and hooks on everybody's tracks, and I think that's something that the game will probably catch on to at some point.
Right.
I want him. If I could afford him, bro, I would get him on a song because
He's one of the few guys that can still sing with personality
and with various styles. You know, right here. Speaking to you, Steven.
Yeah.
Boom. Incredibly thoughtful in the way that he sang it too.
And if I were to tell you, hey, you got to hear the song Riff Raff sings on it, you don't think he would sing like that. Like he's making it to kind of quote that review. He's making a sincere attempt at singing.
Yeah, because it's not overtly like, hey, I'm singing. Like I didn't even know that he was singing that. I thought that was another dude that they brought in to sing it.
Right.
I'm like, why isn't this other guy getting credit on the hook too?
Right. And if this guy's
Riff Raff, it's his song.
If Riff Raff is a parody, well, I don't think he would make it a joke when he's singing.
Right. He'd be like, oh, you know, he does say that. Fuck around and sing a chorus
like Alicia Keys.
Something like that. Alright, this is my favorite line, how he ends this one. To say that like if he had to do all this shit and listen to you, he wouldn't be who he is. And I think that's a great kind of example of what people want to believe in.
Right.
So Cool It Down, man. That's definitely one of I think that's did we both agree that's our favorite song? Or I think yours is
one of my top 3. I would like listenable. I probably replay this song more so than Introducing the Icon, just because Introducing the Icon is something that was the first song I heard, and when I was coming into the album, I wanted to listen to it from start to finish, not shuffled. And I heard that song and I was like, wow, all right, this is an actual album that we're we're about to listen to. And from that point, it kind of changed my perspective. I didn't look at it as like the reviewer did. Oh, this is okay. I'm gonna listen to this album from Riff Raff, and I bet it's gonna be another Riff Raff type of album. It was something that kicked it off for me. But when I was listening to it, I noticed Cool It Down as a definite high point.
Yeah, man. That I think that song made me a believer. Now, looking at this track list here, I think we were also a little shocked because, man, the features are sparse.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is Riff Raff carrying this album, and I think the production is kind of all over the place, which I can't really. It's executive producing credit go to Riff Raff and Diplo. So the features are, you got Childish Gambino on Lava Glaciers, Harry Fraud produced. Amazing song. I think we should actually play that one now.
I like that song. I talked about my top 3. This would definitely be number 4, maybe even one of the top 3.
I think that this song, you said that you preferred Riff Raff's verse over Childish Gambino's. I disagree, but tell me kind of your side of that, because man, it's different.
I think this is more of a Riff Raff beat, and if with Gambino, I could see that. Yeah, I definitely don't think that Gambino came weak on the track. I think he did really well, and the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate it. But that's just that's so good.
I think we even came to the agreement that Childish Gambino cared about this track, the way that he kind of flowed throughout it. I like how he referenced the "Are You Eatin' Though" part at the end. He's basically like sampling himself, kind of, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Right. I think what he's doing
got me into it. You know?
What he's doing with that is kind of a Purple Prada pocket. Come on.
And this is a very hip hop beat too.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Fraud he can produce a track pretty well. I think what I would have preferred hearing Gambino not do his deep voice smooth rapper thing.
You know, on this track, I would say Childish Gambino's vocal track is really low.
Yeah,
it's hard to hear. I was playing in my car, just had different acoustics, and
here it comes.
I could barely hear it.
Nigga, hold up, what is this? We ain't supposed to be here. Yeah, your name wasn't on that list.
Just a little low
in the mix. Yeah.
I mean, I think the sign of him kind of caring about this track and not just mailing in a verse is when he kind of starts singing to it.
Right.
And it really captures the flow of this track, and then also it leads you into the flow of the album for sure.
I like it's double time kind of.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Face. What does it mean? It means stay up on your life.
Yeah, right now it feels like a Gambino track.
Right.
Like Shakisha and Terry, yeah, you get in your shine. But nigga, are you eating though?
And then this part,
Right. Gambino singing on it.
it's because it's that extra that he didn't really have to do.
No.
His verse was done. But
And we know that Riff Raff's not scared to sing a hook.
right.
But I mean, you're looking at almost the rest of this track as Gambino in some way.
Right, because there's a chorus part, but it's a sample, so it's like it's kind of just there. It's part of the track.
Right.
So I think that's definitely a highlight of
Yeah.
the album for sure.
Right. And I know you liked. We were talking about this. You liked the Mike Posner featuring track.
Yes,
Maybe
I
You
did.
Love Me.
I think number one, Riff Raff just kills it.
Right.
Again, it's very much like Cool It Down, where he's as if he was spitting to a girl. He's telling you just how he is, and it has that. Let's go ahead and jump into that one.
Right.
Where is it at?
I think you're looking at 2 tracks down from Lava Glaciers.
There we go. Let's talk about his song titles. What's your favorite song title?
Oof.
Regardless of
Aquaberry
song.
Dolphin.
All right. I like
Versace Python.
I do. That's a great song, and I do want to touch on that one too, because it's talking about kind of thoughtful and like deep lyrics and chorus. Him singing choruses. That's one. Let's go into maybe You Love Me, because I think it deserves some attention for the work that they both put in on it. It's a really great track.
Right.
Now I wonder if this. Yeah, this is definitely. This has to be a Mike Posner beat. Maybe not.
DJA.
DJ. Okay. I don't know who that is, but it's a good beat.
Yeah. I like his sloppy flow on this one.
Right.
Two choices in front of you, it really don't offend me. If I'm a free man, don't apprehend me. Don't contradict me, situation could get sticky. Rap game LeBron James, first round pick me. Now we in the back.
See, he's said that before. The rap game LeBron James, that's a concept that he's said that before.
Right.
It's like he took it out of the song that didn't mean anything and put it in the song that did on the album.
And
So
you'll see that a lot from. I mean, rappers have been doing that for a while. They're gonna take a.
right.
They're gonna take something that they use in a mixtape, and when they finally put it through,
Here's the thing about Riff Raff. I would say this. For someone that became so big because of the internet age, it's got to be hard, man, because everything that you've done,
people can pull it up.
it's there, right? So, like, his original things, like the first version of Time that he put out, the pre-album version was good, but it's not as good as the album version. However, he had a video as a companion with the song, and I really fell in love with that song when I heard it, and that definitely made me like a closet Riff Raff fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, there's this song. It's a country song. Yeah,
You
I
gotta
know
hear
it's
it.
really weird, but it's good as fuck.
Yeah,
So it puts you in an awkward situation where you're like,
that's
man.
an interesting. I mean, rappers have been doing that for a while, where they'll put out a mixtape, and that mixtape will have lines that they're going to end up using on the album, or entire verses that they'll end up throwing into an album. It's a lot harder during the internet age to actually have that come through,
Right.
and to have them end up, oh yeah, no, this beat sounds good, and your verse sounds good on this track, but I already heard this on a mixtape like a year ago.
Yeah. Which, there's that fine line between when someone, it's almost like, I remember one of the first times I heard it was a Tech Nine song. One of his songs off his compilation albums ended up, one of his entire verse from it was a freestyle. I think it was like a XXL freestyle, or
Right.
oh no, it was the BET one. I'm sorry.
Oh, and that kills me too. Like
He used his BET Cypher verse in a song, and I was like, dude, man,
that's
come on
also
now.
killing me. Like I'll listen to something, like I'll go back and I'll listen to some of those like freestyles on Sway in the Morning or any of those radio shows, and it'll be a freestyle that was dropped like a year ago, and then this person released an album a month ago, and I'm like, oh, your freestyle's on this album. So this has been something you're working on. That wasn't a freestyle.
Right. Which is okay. I mean, it's
how
okay
long
to
have
spit a
people been
written,
doing
but
that?
exactly. Like,
How long have people been doing that before the internet age?
probably a lot.
Yeah. I think that was common practice, and it's still common practice, but now the eyes are on you.
You see, the thing about that, though, and it kind of justifies itself, it works out in the end, because you know when someone doesn't do that.
Right.
So when they don't do it, it makes it that much better. I think we also want to have a conversation about the freshman freestyles of 2014. We will bring that up later. That'll be a separate segment.
Something else I want to talk about in regards to, I know you're about to move into Versace Python.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking up,
that.
I was looking up an article on MTV.com about this album from October of 2013.
Yeah. It's got pushed back quite a bit.
Yeah, but he's talking about Versace Python.
Yeah, I heard that song a long time ago, and I remember that because of the chorus, which kind of shook me. I was really thrown off by it, and let's get into it. And I like how this starts off directly into the chorus that just kind of just does something to me. It just does it. Yeah, I think I saw a video for this with another person on the track before it was on the album.
I mean, the original title of it, and this is him again singing.
Dude.
Yeah, and we were talking about song titles and how Versace Python is a great song title.
Right.
The original title was Castles Around My Heart.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably what I saw it as. I saw the video for it a while ago. I think it was on World Star or something.
Right.
And that castles, tears fall from the castles around my heart. Damn. I don't know why, but that's like more complex and deeper than anything I've heard in a long time.
You know, we were looking up the different. We were talking about the different features that were supposed to be on the album.
Yeah. Interesting.
I was just reading a little bit more on that while we were listening to this about this song. Originally, the feature, and this might have been the person who saw it, Wiz Khalifa. He said he told Riff Raff, "I want to be on this song."
That's dope.
And then it kind of eventually, as it seems, fell through, and he didn't come through on the actual album version. But yeah, that was originally who was supposed to be on the song.
I could totally, I could hear Wiz come in right about now.
Yep.
Something about start with the plane. Pittsburgh. Something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. He's a fucking weird rocker, like Aerosmith looking rapper.
You know, I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Let's talk about that.
You talk about, and I think this explains Riff Raff pretty well, and a lot of hip hop guys really right now. If we think about like the 70s and the 80s, even the 60s before that, and you think about rock stars,
right?
They were personalities. They were larger than life personalities.
The shit that they were getting into back then, before the internet,
right? And
before cell phones.
Think about them during the internet age. If you had fucking, I mean, you can kind of see it now with Steven Tyler still walking around looking like an old grandma.
He does.
And you look at him and he seems like a caricature. He doesn't seem like a real person.
Yeah.
Like Riff Raff. Hip hop stars nowadays really are the new rock stars, and they're in the age of the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like that. It's that quick, but then it also goes away that quick.
Right. And so you see guys like Kanye or Wiz or Riff Raff or Danny Brown or any of these guys, and they have these larger than life personas, and they seem crazy and they seem out there. It's because they're rock stars.
Right. And I think, you can only, I mean, you reach that point okay. So in Wiz Khalifa, for example, his kind of rise to fame and whatnot, it's only going to take you a couple years to get face tats. And to the point where you're just like a complete, just non, I mean, you can definitely, don't get me wrong, I have a neck tattoo. But, you reach a point where you're like, you know what? I can't go any lower. I'm never going to work at, McDonald's and whatnot.
Right. I have to be a rock star.
And you're justifying that. You're justifying the face tattoos and the knuckle tats and the hand tats or whatever based on your Twitter followers and your views on Instagram and whatnot. And that's so funny to me that it's beautiful, though, in the sense that I can be whoever I want to be, right? If there's a place for me in this world, right?
Right.
So, and now has been one of the only times where we saw someone like Wiz Khalifa, who I was super into the statement when I first heard that. Oh my God. Studio Lovin', fucking great. And he had just like the most street cred. This dude was just spitting. He's just kind of a dude from Pittsburgh that's just putting it down. And then he transformed into like, I forget the name of his first song, but where he's like, it's like stars and whatnot, like the CG video. Like before he was Wiz, the statement Wiz, which is one of my favorite hip hop songs ever. And then he transformed into this, the rock star that had enough Twitter followers and had enough Instagram, followers and YouTube views to where he can start throwing on a leather jacket and a fedora or a top hat and grow these dreads and then bleach a couple of them, get his face tatted, and it doesn't affect his bottom line.
And see, we've seen that with
anybody.
We've seen that with Lil Wayne trying to pick up a skateboard and a guitar, and we've seen that with another guy I know you're a fan of, Kid Cudi, putting out a rock album.
Right.
They get to this point of fuck it, I'm Kid Cudi, or fuck it, I'm Lil Wayne. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Which is cool, but then you can clearly tell when it's like
they're out of their element,
and they're like Kid Cudi, Indicud, for example, was a lot of his production.
Yeah.
So there was definitely standouts like King Wizard and Immortal and whatnot, but the back half of that album is like, okay, Kid Cudi got a little bit too crazy with the machine here and just felt like he was vibing really hard off the shit that he was making. And I know that because I've been in that seat before where you're like, my shit's so good, this is the best shit ever. Then you play it for someone and they're like, yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. Yeah. And you're like, but no, this is I've worked so hard on this, and I still have tracks like that right now that I'm so invested in. But it doesn't matter, because if you believe in it, and that's admirable, right? When you're that famous and you have that much status to where you can be like, "Hey guys, I made a rock album. Listen to it," and everybody's like, "Yeah, that's pretty good, dude."
It sounds
good.
like anybody else that picks up a guitar.
Yeah, what's this called? It's called Wizard. Yeah, I see what you did there.
No vowels. All right, man.
It's tough, but you want to see them take those steps. Every group, every band, every artist will kind of inevitably get there.
Yeah.
You want to see them grow, but then ultimately end up back at phase one where they're playing the songs that you really loved when you fell kind of in love with that.
Right. And I've seen that with. I'm a big fan of
Nirvana.
No, I grew up. I like Nirvana. That's beside the point. I grew up as kind of a punk rock kid, and I wasn't really into hip hop, and Wu-Tang Clan kind of broke me into hip hop, and then I got into the underground backpacker kind of stuff like Sage Francis and those sorts of things. So to bring it back, like Sage Francis kind of went a different route on the album before this newest one, and I wasn't really into it. He used a lot of live instrumentation, and it kind of fell flat. But he just released a new album recently, within this month, I think, and it is really good. I'm really into it, and it's something like, it sounds a lot like his older stuff, and a lot of artists will try to go back to their older stuff, and it'll be better, but it still won't sound at the level you want it to. And I think, to go back to Sage Francis, I think he does, but there's other artists that just don't, and they can never reclaim that past fire or that past sound, even though they're trying.
Yeah. And it's so funny when as we're all getting older and the groups and artists that we grew up with are getting older, kind of seeing that formula and like be like, man, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you clearly lost it. You're trying to get it back. And that's, I guess, to round that kind of point up, it's like we are kind of in an interesting bubble where, I'm 28 years old. I grew up in a time where there was no cell phones. There wasn't. I grew up at a time where there was no iPhones. There was no Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
So there's definitely artists that have adapted to the internet age and how to grow. And Riff Raff's older than us, I'm sure. But
maybe.
For whatever reason, I'm sure he's older.
No, he's got to be older.
But
He was an old man not an old man, but he was a man when he was in G's Gents.
Right. And it kind of leans toward like it's either one or the other. It's like either you get it or you don't.
Right.
But what happens when that group of artists and whatnot kind of phase themselves out, and then all you have left is the people that have become famous from the internet.
Right.
Right. So it's like at a certain point, the views stop coming in from YouTube, the advertising money stops coming in, and before you know it, you're not making much money and much revenue to survive, and you've never had a job because you ate pancakes on YouTube, or you had a kind of a song that got mocked, or you did this or that.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy.
I think it's a real interesting thing to talk about hip hop in this sense, because you talk about like rock and roll, and you get guys like Rolling Stones who are still on tour. You get all these bands that have been playing for years, and they're old men. They're old men still playing their music. You don't see that with hip hop. You see old guys getting corny.
It's tough. Yeah.
Like you look at Atmosphere's new album. Or the last like 5 albums. He just sounds like an old man. You look at Jay-Z, Magna Carta. He sounds like an old man rapping about young men. Things.
Making attempts to be young and relevant again. And not to
it's
say he's not relevant, but in a different way.
Yeah, it sounds corny, and it's a strange thing. I want to see where hip hop evolves to the point where older people can still make albums and make them interesting.
Well, yes. I think
because it's a real genre. In order to be a real genre, it has to not have a niche. And right now, for a while, youth is the niche of hip hop.
And that's because there's being that the youth is the audience for that.
Right.
These are people that have grown up with the internet.
Right.
And the youth, I don't think retains. They never had like. Not to say that none of them have never had a physical copy or a record or a cassette tape.
Right.
But we value that attachment a little bit more. Whereas, you can, if you're getting an update every day about this artist who's your friend that's making an album or is doing this or that, hey, doing a podcast, you're going to stop paying attention. Right.
Right.
And it's going to be strange to see how long these flavors last. And that's a scary thought because we're both artists.
Right.
Trying to do things that people pay attention to.
Exactly.
So I guess you can't stop it. You have to just try to be relevant.
I think it's being able to understand your place. I mean, we both like the recent Run the Jewels album.
Fantastic. Yes, and there's guys that are getting older.
Yeah. I mean, LP has been in the game producing and making tracks since the 90s, and I think the thing that's kept him afloat, and I think going back to the St. Francis album or going back to Killer Mike just in general, their niche is anger. Old men have anger.
That's true.
They can't put out those fun like, I don't pop Molly, I rock Tom Ford. I don't give a fuck. Right. Show me anger, show me frustration, show me your wisdom.
Right. Just kind of based on that too is Moment of Clarity by Jay-Z. That's one of those tracks that's like he's not doing the pop Molly and he's just like just getting this off my chest. I need this moment of clarity because it's fucking stressful.
Right.
But for whatever reason he kind of abandoned that.
Yeah.
Because I that he can tap into some crazy shit. Imagine what's gonna spawn off of getting in a fight with Solange in an elevator.
Nothing.
Well, right. So he could be that guy to air her out, bro. Like put it out there and pull some shit. But I don't think he's got it in him anymore.
I don't think he's so concerned with his image that he can't let go.
Right.
That's why I think Kanye, out of the two of them, will have a longer career because he can do that angry old man. Like I've lived a life. This is where I'm at right now. I'm an artist.
Right.
Fuck you.
I don't think I think now even more than ever is like. Age, these guys are dudes. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to be kids. I mean, maybe some of them are.
I mean, T.I. just put out a whole album that sounds like he's trying to be a newer kid, and it's all like him talking about doing Molly and that shit. And it's like, dude, no, I just watched you fucking on a TV show with Tiny and your kids. You're not fooling me.
Silly, man. It's strange because I don't think that getting older is a bad thing. Like, look at where we are right now. If I see someone that I've grown up with rapping at 40,
right,
I'm just like, damn, this dude's still killing it. It doesn't really like. The only time age becomes a factor is when you're not accepting your age, and you're
Right.
like, dude, I'm getting older. All right, got to compensate somehow. It's
Right.
time to pop Molly.
But that's the thing. Like, we look at an album like this, like Neon Icon and Riff Raff in general. Could you imagine a 40-year-old or 50-year-old Riff Raff and what he's going to be doing?
Oh, it's gonna be. I think that a person like that can only parlay this 15-year, 20-year window into
Right.
something bigger, right?
Right.
So it is. I think that's a bold statement. If you're calling yourself the icon of anything,
Right.
you have to have sights set, a little bit further than what you're looking at immediately.
Right. I think there's certain artists that do position themselves in the right manner to have long careers. I don't, as much as I like this album, and we've talked about this album, I don't think Riff Raff can position himself, at least with his current concept, as somebody that can be, unless if he's just going to be an old alien weirdo.
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess my point here.
He's playing a young man's game. He's doing the 2 Chainz. He's playing a young man's game as
For
an already
sure.
old man.
And he's doing that with kind of nothing. I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that he has much left in store. Like, like I said, he's accumulated 10 years. Let's say it's 2
Right.
years of material into this album. So, and a lot of that, everything that I've heard on this album is stuff that I've heard of him before. Right? I've already heard it. I pretty much get it. He got a little bit deeper on a couple of the hooks, sung a little bit, but for the most part, I got that before I even heard this album.
Right.
So it's kind of like a comedian, like that. They always say that a comedian's first album is always their best because it's the
Right.
material they've built up their entire life.
Exactly.
How are you going to put out a second album or do a second hour-long special when you've kind of used all your accumulation of how long you've been on this earth in your first set? Now, it takes a real genius to transcend that.
Right, and I think that's the calling card of any artist, because they always talk about the sophomore slump. Their second album always it dips because they're
Right.
like, oh shit, I need to put out something else.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky, and then you'll look at their third album or their fourth album, and you'll really judge them on that. It's interesting to see where Riff Raff can go. I mean, can he turn it into more songs like Time or more songs like Cocaine, where he's taking a different approach? I think that's really his only way of doing it. Not doing, I'm going to make another How to Be the Man, where it's this beat that really I could hear anybody on. It's a great song.
Right.
But that kind of beat, I could see anybody else. I could see Rick Ross on that beat. I can see...
Dude, that's true. He
right?
could have sing that exact hook, too.
Exactly. And anybody can do that song. I think the songs that Riff Raff can live off of are songs like Time or songs like Cocaine or songs like Aquaberry Dolphin.
Right.
He can't do an old man version of that, but he can come at
cool
it
it
as...
down.
Yeah, he can come at it as, I'm that weirdo that can just make off-the-wall kind of songs.
It goes on, and it don't stop, I said time goes by. It goes on, and it don't stop. Sometimes I feel like my time is past, like I'm an hourglass, and the sand is moving fast.
All right.
All right.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're refueled, ready to go, ready to talk about the XXL Freshman Cypher.
2014 ciphers were posted about last week. I saw one of them on
I
Worldstar.
saw another one on, I want to say it was Fader. I saw it on the fadermagazine.com.
Right. Apparently there's 3 of them. 3 parts.
We've each seen one separate one.
Right. So,
I saw the first. And I know, Joe, do you know which part you saw?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sick.
I think it's number 3, part 3.
All right. Well, we're gonna play them. We're gonna watch them. We're gonna have some first time reactions to some of these here.
Right.
I have some. I guess you could say I have some horses in the game. I have some rappers that I like in some of these, and I don't know how Joe feels about them, but we'll see. We're probably gonna overdub some of the sounds of the cipher, so you might not. We'll just go through. We'll just see how this
We're
goes.
going to line it up. I just want to put a little marker here that I'm starting it at now. 50 presents.
All right. So this one's got Kevin Gates, Vic Mensa up. It's got a lot of people.
Lot of
Kevin Gates up
grievances and
first.
which tells on the wrong niggas. K's sound like greyhounds, they long-winded. Weak start, high school sweetheart, what's wrong with them? Black snake, moan, trick, 8 long as bone tissue. Lay on side my son and he like, Daddy, what's wrong?
See-
You elusive,
So he went for the face tats real early. He's a freshman.
Yeah. Kevin Gates kinda sounds stock to me.
Is this an older guy? Is this no? Kevin Gates. I'm thinking some.
Look at him. He looks like a baby with face tats.
Nigga killed my brother, so I took him from his family.
Yeah.
Some tears in my face, now I'm
But it seems kind of stock. He isn't really doing anything different.
I'm gonna say
It's not bad, but he's got teardrops. He's got the Lil Wayne
got
cross.
the polo crew neck sweater on.
Wait, who is this?
This is interesting.
Hey, yo.
This is Vic Mensa.
I don't know. I'm doing this double XL shit. I can't really talk on the phone right now. Smack called me. I was getting some head. He said, come do this double XL cover instead. I said, for sure, bust the bitch on the bed. Bust a nut in the head. Told me when and where and it's dead. In the moment feels
This
like
is not
a
a verse
rush
he did
on
in
it.
anything
Me hopping on the plane.
It sounded like Kevin Gates was like, oh, let me spit a verse that I'm going to have on an album later.
Money I spent funding my tour in Europe. Paid for it myself with a bunch of niggas. Labels probably paid for the spot. I don't know, maybe not. Could have been
Right.
genuine. I left Mr. Rogers in the hood. Told him why.
See, it sounds.
He got the dope part of the beat, though.
Yeah.
Wimbledon used to be internet. Now I'm a free man like Morgan. Free
See, this
agent,
almost sounds
free
like a
agents,
freestyle,
an A&R
which
man
Kevin
in
Gates
the
definitely
middle of
wasn't
my
doing.
foreskin.
Yeah,
Hey,
this is a little
Corby,
too, like
tell
you
me
said,
how my
soft.
ass tastes. They should say my shit for the outtakes. I might
Save
take
my shit for the
everyone out.
outtakes.
Flee the scene with the murder weapon and a dick in your mouth. Feet on your couch and my middle fingers up with my fucking 10th spot because I don't give a fuck.
And they have a hook.
I don't like this guy.
No, this guy with his
I saw
fucking.
this guy getting in, and this is what's his name? August.
Yeah.
I saw his,
Now Vic
not
Mensa,
bad.
Vic Mensa doing the ad libs on the chorus.
I saw this guy getting in a fight at a show because someone took his hat off his head.
Oh, Isaiah.
I'm on this double XL, getting this
Sounds like
paper.
Kendrick.
What I told her,
Yeah.
she was slick as a fox. Sweet as the cadence, tell me, baby, you gon' love me or not? With my dick in the mouth, I'm just chilling, my eyes glued to the ceiling. Just imagine getting closer to God. My uncle
See, here's my feelings on Isaiah Rashad. He has a flow like Kendrick. He's kind of becoming his own person now.
Just left service with Merlin. The drummer got a busy, this tenant, this
still-
card
I
service,
feel
service
like,
junkin', maybe family or something. Die said that math
Top
is
Dog
big.
has
Exquisite when we
their
pimpin' them
kinda-
bitches. Don't touch the
Black
cabinet
Hippie
in the
has their
kitchen, let you
lineup
work in the
locked in. I
wrist.
don't know that he's
Hold up,
necessary.
but we can
See,
tell
Black
you we ain't
Hippie has their
watching no
lineup,
bitches. Lapping niggas,
but
lapping
Top
to the
Dog
cash,
as a
yo.
record label
I don't really
needs more
give
than
a
4
fuck.
artists.
Ready to act the bad,
Okay,
should
I
not
see what
crash.
you're
You told her you get it, nigga.
And I think he's more grimy. He's like I described him as kind of Kendrick with the schoolboy attitude.
Right.
Oh, Chance. See, Vic and Chance are actually friends. They like grew up together.
Young black boy, how you got the label scared? A&Rs be like, channel, you ain't playing tough. You gon' set a
His
bad
delivery.
example for the
Yeah.
average bell. You a yogi, you should idle while in chop
There's no
position.
sitting back
I be
watching.
like, nah, these my sons.
He's got
we
the
don't
he's
care.
got the fucking.
I'ma show 'em how to make it here and make it fair. Take it there, you can kill me and I ain't gon' care. You was just an ankle weight, lighter than some angel cake, sweeter than some maple syrup. Easier than Ableton. Make a play then make
Easier
it
than
clear. Make
Ableton.
it
Yeah.
That was dope.
just don't count your sheep before they hatch or your chickens for your eggs eat before you say your prayers.
See, I feel like that was more off the top too. Like he just came, and he had the energy, that sort of thing. Kevin Gates, just I'm glad he went first.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's the only one not vibing out.
Yeah.
That would have been way doper without Kevin Gates. I'm sorry to say that, Mr. Gates, but man,
Yeah.
step it up next time when you're the freshman. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm
That
a
was a
fan.
good song. I liked it.
Yeah.
That was dope.
I'm a fan of Chance. I'm a fan. Vic Mensa just got off a tour with Schoolboy. And Vic Mensa's been
All right, number 2.
starting.
Presents. Cypher.
What do we got here? Rich Homie Quan, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk. I don't
I
know.
remember
I
at
didn't
first
see this one.
everybody was
This one I don't
sleeping on me.
expect much.
I tried to wake them up, but they
Rich
still went
homie.
Tempur-Pedic on me. My nigga Millie is still free to home it. How the fuck can I
Right.
go to jail with all these baby Jesus on me, reefer on me, visa on me, 40 on me, money on me, bitches on me, niggas lonely. Cause
No,
I got
this
a
is also
roll
not-
now.
not
Wait
the
a minute,
verse.
roll now,
Yeah.
roll out, 4 car deep in switching lanes.
And Rich Homie Quan.
Coated paint on 'em, bucket going stain on 'em. All white bucket interior look like cocaine, homie. Bitches ain't fucking for free if you met them.
Man, following that first Cypher, I think Kevin Gates would run over to these guys.
But my number's still the same, homie. If you want them things from me, you can still get it for the same number or cheaper. Cause you know a nigga.
It's a shit written.
Yeah, this is like, it doesn't have any sort of. This is straight out of his iPhone. You know what I mean? Like, he's had this one.
It's a throwaway. It's high dollar sign.
Take it to the floor like to spill some. Pick it up.
I've heard a lot about him. I mean, not a lot about him. I've just heard his name a lot. Never really put up.
Dollar sign from LA, this a freestyle.
I doubt it's a freestyle.
I ain't even rhyme, I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay, so he's not even rhyming.
Me and Rich told me, man, we been the shit. Call my nigga Dirk in Chicago. My young nigga got all the hoes.
Oh man, this is just embarrassing. I feel like I could do a better freestyle.
Everywhere I go, you smell that weed smell.
Oh, weed. Yeah, that's a good ad lib there.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, you hear me on the stereo. Hey, yo, bitch, see me on that video.
What the fuck, dude? How do you?
So bad.
The first Cypher where they just had this.
Oh, wait, there's last guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the same. Nope. Quan won't even let him get on there.
You're saying Bang Bros?
I think he might have just said Bang Bros. now I'm into this.
Did Jesse McKim give you that fucking password, that login?
Lil Durk. Wait. At least he's the only rapper that's coming. I don't think you've ever loaded up a block, man.
Well, he's probably loaded on, but
Maybe. No, he's bad. I don't know about that.
I'm assuming. He's got a face tag.
I don't know any freshman that has that much ice. I don't trust it. He still doesn't.
That dude's.
He still has a broken tooth.
Hey, did you see that dude? Rich Homie Quan's chain said Quan on it.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That was really disappointing.
Oh, that was whack. If that's
I cut that one off.
Start
early.
3.
Screw it.
Start
Alright,
3.
number 3. I've heard this one. This is the one I heard.
Okay.
I think it starts pretty dope.
John Connor, Lil Bibby.
Oh, Lil Bibby was terrible. Oh man. Oh, sorry.
It's John Connor,
Here we go.
the people's rapper. Look, start with a dream, young and naive, then it grow to ambition. Fucked up conditions, want my mom's in a better position. See, I'm the future like a psychic prediction. I'm from the school of hard knocks, shit, I did life in detention. I'm from where niggas get shot down, dreams get shot down. Wish the hood would let us live, but all we heard was block out. Now
Trying to body the 3 dudes that haven't even come up yet.
Niggas don't even want you to have dreams when you sleep. Low expectations, no expectations, know what you facing. Fuck the odds, I'm proof you can't get on from a basement. I've been with scandalous bitches that'll take you for granted. Roll with scandalous niggas only taking advantage. People take your kindness for weakness, taking you through the ringer. Today, then, life is a bitch, should've signed the prenup. Life is dirty shit, by 30, we playing cleanup. Go through the Ike and Tina before the Martin and Gina. I play follow the leader and I just swam with the sharks, made it out of that aquafina. Niggas turning the leeches, turning swamps into beaches.
He's looking serious.
He's just there, bro.
Niggas pretend to hate, they disguising the envy.
Yeah. Oh,
Niggas is full of
exactly.
shit, that's why they promise to empty. God promised to feast.
You guys really need to follow along at home, watch these videos.
Stay away from Mickeys
Yeah,
and Minnies.
watch the
I
video
fit for the city
companion.
when I ain't have a friend in the
Yeah, we
city.
should've filmed
Add your 2
ourselves
cents,
watching
I'll
this.
show you what to do with them pennies.
Drop the ball.
My intellect been a
Next
rip.
time.
Crash
Just
course
like
on this
Cypher
real
2
shit.
dropped
Every
the
day is
entire
what Virginia
Cypher.
take. Fuck who
Dropped
hating
the
on
whole
the
shit,
internet.
though.
Fuck who popping off in comments. Pop off in
Connor's
comments.
still
My
going.
niggas is
He's-
into that. John Connor, AVM, Aftermath.
He's on Aftermath?
Yeah, he's
All right.
a Dre protege now.
All right.
Yeah. Jared Bittin.
Who?
How
You
about
need
that?
to.
How about that drop?
Jared Bittin.
Spaceship and then landed in their abandoned forest. The grizzly
You need to change your name, though.
In a pan of porridge. I call my name in your fucking scalp. You can't ignore it. Go get a damn thesaurus. A priest and a son of God. The only way you fucking with Mr. Benton. No facade.
That's the
I put a man in the desert sand. That's no
Adidas.
I go gambit on niggas and pull your poker cards. I go loco marks, open heart
Pull
surgery
over.
with power tools. A fucking monster. I will devour you. I'm cool.
kinda digging him, though.
These kids dying
So
like
far,
they
so
forget
good.
to
Him
be
and John Connor.
babysitting now. Fuck
Bibby's
it.
scared.
Rip the tonsils out
Bibby's
of
like,
those
man, I
big
need to go
corpse in a
home.
tomb shed at my
Wait till you
uncle's
hear his
house.
flow,
I got
dude.
love for
It's like,
Labusi,
bro.
but Prima Mia. These niggas signing
Did you realize
360
today
deals
was
for 2 new
Cypher
Kias.
review? What?
Shit.
You realize-
TLC
Is he
got
going
a
number
red
3?
four.
I think so.
You might
Oh.
catch me in a Prius with a bad whore. I snatch a rapper out the sunroof of a Jaguar. You ain't a spitter, then what the fuck do you rap for? Niggas like, I ain't a rapper, I'm a trapper. And stay inside the
I ain't a
trapper,
rapper, I'm a
keep
trapper.
while the fucking master
Oh.
of ceremony is hip-hop, go rope in the
That kind of just goes against all of the last 3 rappers before John Connor.
The niggas going broke and still stunning they mama's car. It's FV 21-4, the summer's ours. And you a bitch in the woman's skirt, son of a coward.
Yeah,
The
he's
fireman, I
spinning
extinguish these
too.
niggas out fast. I grew up off a Red M, Goody Mob, and Outkast. I keep the Wu-Tang sword propped on the front seat. That's your favorite rapper to me.
He kind of reminds me of like a young Killer Mike.
Jaren Benton. Rest in peace, Jamal Price.
Jaren?
Yeah.
He's not even Jared, he's Jaren.
Let me talk my shit. Bands in my pocket, so I walk like this. Just spent 80 grand when I bought my whip. Luke told me to lease
Hey,
it,
have you
but
ever
I
seen
bought
Devil's
my
Rejects?
shit. And I came in the
That's all
game
that's
like
dude,
LeBron James. First the money and the fame, then the bras came.
They put him in the wrong Cypher. He should have been in part 2.
They all lame.
that
Young
would've
niggas
been
stacking
just a
books
shit
like a
fest.
card game. They like, how the fuck is he a freshman?
Look at this guy. Counting
Young
money.
niggas spitting better.
He's got better
than the
things to
veterans.
do.
He does that better.
Couple
He's like,
motherfuckers
oh, I forgot how much money I had. Let me count it real
Let me
quick.
count it during Bibby's verse.
Yeah, the kid's so cocky, feeling like Ali. Niggas can't stop me. Jackers wanna
stop
rob me.
me.
Ops wanna pop me. That's
Pop
why
me.
I keep little bro right beside me. I'm from the side, shit real in this
Italy.
motherfucker. Fuck around, get killed in this motherfucker.
You rhyme
Paranoid,
fucker
I
with
can't
fucker.
chill in this motherfucker.
3 times.
Can't leave without the steel in this motherfucker.
4 times.
These niggas keep saying don't trip. Climbing to the top, I just hope I don't slip. Niggas sending threats and I
It's like
never
the
been a
most
bitch, so I'm steady
grade school
buying
rhymes.
guns.
Yeah.
I've been feeling
Do a
like
flip.
Tip.
Hope I
Lil'
slip.
baby, I'm the same
on my
old
trip.
pimp. No more ramen noodles, just lobsters and shrimp. I could be in jail trying to talk through the vents.
No.
Or running from the cops, probably hop in the fence. But I'm in the drop with the tents.
No.
Flow so sick, it don't make no sense. Niggas be mad,
No.
I don't take no pics.
I'm already
Chain
interested in
so
the last
froze,
guy.
I can take your bitch.
You're not gonna take nobody's
I
bitch,
don't
acne
even
face.
need ice though. And this that.
Get off there.
84 mic flow.
With
We don't rap
your
beef,
button-up
my squad
polo.
a little psycho.
Yeah,
Plus
but look
these
at that
rap
chain.
niggas
What are you
suck
doing?
like lipo.
He looks like he's a business
I ain't
specialist.
forgot about the old me. Straight off the block now, I'm balling like Kobe.
You're balling like Kobe. Even your basketball references are dated.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, with the classic feel. BSB Records, major without a deal. I'm that nigga. If you got
Rubber
eyes, you
band
can
on his
tell.
hand.
You seeing me rise,
Cash in
seeing
his
me on
hand,
double
too.
XL. Putting on for my
And a-
city, and I'm doing
a
it well.
football
So much
jersey,
style, I should be
soccer
down.
jersey for
Stylist
you,
is
with a
your
Jesus
Merkins.
piece,
Big
too.
and
With a
Jake,
Jesus
Troy
piece.
Ave
The
here
2004
after. I
version.
represent the streets, I ain't these weirdo rappers. Self-paid nigga came from whipping the batter. Hit the bank, they like, who is this young stacker? HP, BSB, HE, double L, oh baby, yeah it's me. Hose filler, smooth skinner, dope dealer. Mad niggas be out in New York, my buzz iller. I'm a ill nigga, dungarees by Hill figure. As a little nigga, coming up now I'm bigger in the dope game than these fraud niggas with rap names. I'm named after my block, Troy Ave, Main, chitty chitty bang bang. Still in the street thing, we'll be at the Barclays Nets verse Heat game. Man, where these other niggas seats, man? These seats ain't cheap, man. These other niggas weak, man. Talking about they proud of me. Pay attention to my moves, but I style for free. These bum niggas styles ain't no styles to me. Dick riding never been transportation, B. Powder. Troy Ave, BSB Rackets, New York City shit. Uh-huh.